welcome back. Thanks for joining your virtual drinking buddy. So I just got done doing a little prep work for supper. Thought I'd crack open one of these. Budweiser by Anhueser-Busch. So the other day I was picking out a beer to review and realized that I've never reviewed this in the almost 6 years that I've been doing reviews now. Somehow I've skipped over Budweiser. I suppose just because it's such an atypical beer. I don't even know if atypical is the right word. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, it's such a standard. I mean, my whole life I've seen the commercials calling itself the king of beers, the Clydesdales, and the whole bit. So, I mean, it's just always been there. And it's just you don't get into beer reviewing so that you can drink one of the most standard beers out there. But I just figured, you know what, why not? I should just go ahead and get around to it. It's been a few years since I've had one of these. I've probably had one since I've started reviewing, but like I said, I haven't reviewed it on camera, and I'm going to say probably at least 4 or 5 years. But maybe it was just before I started reviewing. It's never one that I've really done, that I've drank a lot. I mean, not to say that I haven't drank plenty of this, but it wasn't one of those beers that I went through a phase where that's all I drank. I'd pick up 12-pack here or there. Maybe if I'm out and about and it's like this or a light beer and I wasn't in the mood for drinking water, I would get this just because it has the slightest bit more alcohol in it. It does say here that it's brewed by our original process from choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt. So, yeah. And I know in another video I referenced Budweiser, and but it wasn't, I don't think I was referencing only Budweiser. It's been a few years, but it was one of those things that triggered somebody, and so they had to comment that Budweiser is not made with corn, it is made with rice. So, my apologies to whoever made that comment. Wasn't trying to insult anybody. It's just so many American lagers are made with corn adjuncts. Oh, okay, yep. That's what I thought. 5% ABV. I got this little drive home size can. I was at the local convenience store anyway, and so just picked up a couple of these. And just because it looked like it was about ready to fall off my shelf of beer glasses, I grabbed my Bubba Gump glass here. Which, I suppose given the style, this is a perfectly acceptable vessel. Alright, yeah, crystal clear. Plenty of bubbles. Soapy white head. Excuse me, I haven't even had a sip yet, and I already got the bubbles. I do apologize. I guess I've never really taken the time to smell a Budweiser. I mean, it's got that yellow beer smell, but I don't know if you've ever cooked malto meal. It kind of reminds me of that. I pick up a little bit of malto meal in there. And, but yeah, I mean, definitely yellow beer smell. So, guess there's only one thing left to do. Cheers. Light in body. Yeah, and now that I've noticed that in the smell, I kind of taste like original malto meal, but also yellow beer. I suppose that's the difference between using rice as opposed to a corn adjunct. But I don't taste rice at all. Like I said, I taste malto meal, so If you're familiar with that, I mean, if you're not familiar with it, I should say, it's a hot cereal. It's maybe a little bit finer than grits, but it's along the same lines where it's just kind of a mush. And yeah, honestly, I've never really cared enough about malto meal to really look into it and see what it's made of. But I'm kind of thinking maybe it's a combination of barley, malt, and rice. And it's a fine beer. Definitely drinkable. Flavors not overwhelming. What's funny is I remember early on when I first started doing this, I was drinking craft beer so infrequently and had never really had like a real thick, full-bodied stout that I kind of thought this was like a medium body. Like this is, approaching a heavier beer, but like now that I've had so many heavier bodied beers, so many beers that actually are a medium body, that when I drink this, if you gave me a blind taste test between this and Bud Light, I don't know that I would be able to notice a difference in body at the very least. I kind of feel like there is enough difference in flavor that I would notice a difference, but body-wise, I don't know that I would necessarily pick that up now, just because I've had so many medium-bodied beers, so many full-bodied stouts, so many also very watery beers that are much more light-bodied than this. But yeah, I remember saying that in one of my early videos that, like, trying to, offer up what my scale of viscosity is. And I want to say I had this medium. And I would have to go back and look. Maybe even I thought this was full-bodied. Boy, was I wrong. All right. Well, I've been rambling long enough. I appreciate you watching. I'm sure you're tired of hearing me talk, so I'm going to let you move on with your life. And if you did like what you've seen, go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button below. And don't forget to tell your friends. And this is the Malted Gentleman reminding you, you only have one liver, so use it wisely.